Okay, in the previous video I talked about buying and training Marines. I didn't mention that once their training cycle is complete, you will get a message, and you can open that up. It'll say Marine so-and-so completed training. You can use that menu to go back in and start their training again. You will train them over and over to get them to the eventual level that you want them to be, especially if you're going for 5 stars in any of the categories. It takes quite a while. So it's a heavy investment both in time and money, and you want to take care of them. We talked about the 2 ways of boarding, the first using an M7M and boarding pods, and then we talked about spacewalking or launching your Marines, and that's what we're going to do here. I've got my Express set up, I've got Marines on board. I also have fighter drone Mark IIs on board, and the plan is to use them to get the shields down of this ship we're going to try to capture. This is a Paranid Centaur M6. It's about 10 million if you buy it, so it's certainly a good candidate, and there's many ships that are worth capturing. I'll get into those later, but for now I just want to show the method. And there's other ways of doing this too. I'm only going to show you what I know right now, what has worked for me. So basically I'm going to keep the shields down with the drones. The goal is to not damage the hull, but keep the shields down. They have to be below 5% when your Marines come in contact with the ship and try to cut through the hull. So what I will do is I will give the command broadcast all ships, or broadcast the ships in the sector, and then I will select of type fighter drone, and then I will rotate between the commands attack my target and follow me. Attack my target, they'll start attacking him, they'll start dropping the shields. Once it gets down really low, I will say follow me, so they'll stop attacking rather than going into the hull for damage. It takes a bit of timing practice to keep their shields down, and it's not so important until you're ready to launch your Marines. There's a couple of ways of doing that too. For this tutorial I'm going to be using the piracy option board ship, and that will take over autopilot of my ship. It will fly to try to get close proximity. So you want to already be close to the ship when you give that command, and that's when you definitely need to pay very close attention to the shields, because once it gets into a good location, and I'm pretty sure that's just really close to the ship, it will launch your Marines, and if those shields are above 5%, it's like a bug zapper. It'll take your Marines out. So the next thing I should mention here is this is a great place to use salvage insurance, and I would save my game right before starting. That way if something goes horribly wrong, you can reload and try it again, especially if this is a ship you really want to get. And as I said before, you can't train fighting in a military outpost. The only way you can do it is by capturing ships, by boarding ships, and so this is a good way to do it. One of the first things you want to do is scan the ship. Now M6, it's probably not that big of a deal, but when you're trying to capture something like a Boreas or one of the much larger, very expensive ships, you certainly want to scan it. And there's a couple of things that there's a couple of items that if a ship has, I'm not going to touch it. I mean, it just becomes not worth it. Polarized hulls, defense lasers. If they've got 5-star fight Marines on board, you got to know what you're getting into. So if they have a combination of all of those things, it might be better to just pick a better target. Alright, so I'm going to pause this video, and when I come back, I'll have my game saved here, and we'll give it a go. Okay, I'm back. You can't attack a friendly, so I'm going to load up my command panel and go down to Pyramid and change it to foe. As soon as I do, he will turn red, and then I'm going to launch my drones and give them the attack order. Go to my freight bay, select the fighter drones,
Fighter
eject
drone
10,
MK2
broadcast
ejected.
ships in the sector, fighter drones,
Command
attack my target.
accepted. Paranid Centaur.
I guess it helps if you actually have them selected first. Let's try that again. Oh, no, it picked it up. Good. Alright, now I'm going to add him to the right
You
monitor.
have lost recognition.
You'll see why soon. And now I'm going to press Shift A to autopilot follow him. Now, I've got him up on this monitor, so no matter what orientation I end up in, I can see his shields. I'm going to go ahead and ready the
Attention,
command
one of your
to
ships
pull the
is
drones
under
off.
attack. Red light.
And once this shield gets down low, I will tell them to follow me so that they will stop attacking him. And then I will try to get as close as I can and get ready to give the board ship command. Alright, they're coming back in for their second wave of attacks here. It ought to go down pretty fast. And
Command accepted.
follow me. Okay. I'm going to give the command, piracy, board ship, start boarding.
Autopilot activated.
Broadcast, drones, attack my target. Get those
Attention,
shields down
one
again.
of your ships is under attack. Red light.
Now as soon as I get close,
Command accepted.
they're going to launch, so I want that shield down low. There they go. Even if you give hull damage at this point, that's okay. You don't want
Command
those shields up.
accepted.
So I just keep rotating between attack and follow me, attack,
Command
follow me.
accepted.
We are almost there.
That's pretty low. I think I might be okay. One more time. Attack,
Command accepted.
and then follow me.
Reach target ship.
Get those shields down.
The shield integrity must be low. Beginning to open hull.
Get those shields down.
Command accepted.
Halfway through the hull.
Alright. They're in. So now, definitely
Command
call your drones off.
accepted.
If you load your property window and go to personnel, you can see what they're doing.
Team, check your weapons. Prepare for assault. Begin pressurization. Now. We are entering the ship.
And you've seen that they've done some additional damage. And that's where that engineer skill comes in. They are currently fighting.
Throwing stun.
You want to keep an eye on your ship too here. If he's locked onto you,
Accurate bursts.
you'd be taking damage and not notice it because
I
you're
need supporting fire.
watching what's going on. Okay, they're on deck one. I'm getting shot at now, so
Deck
it's
one
time to
cleared.
get out of
Throwing
dodge.
Smoke.
They just cleared deck one, as he said. They're on deck two. This is going well, despite the fact that I've done a lot of damage to the ship. Sorry about that.
Advance, Egg Brothers. Deck two cleared. Stay sharp, my brothers.
They cleared deck two. I've lost a Marine. They're on deck three.
Short, accurate bursts. Reloading. Deck three cleared. Central computer reached.
I'm down one more Marine. I'm down to three.
Disabling safety interlock.
They're at the core. They're using their hacking skill to hack the computer.
Beginning system hack.
He's firing at me, so I'm
The
strafing.
computer system access granted. We have control.
And he's mine. Boarding op is complete. Although a very bad example, as you can see, almost catastrophic hull damage. Again, some of that was from just the boarding op itself, the engineering skill. So the higher the skill, the less damage your Marines will do. I haven't experimented with numbers of Marines yet. Maybe, you know, the more Marines, the better. They can take down the fighting quicker. I'm not sure. I'll experiment with that and see what happens. But there you have it. That's your quick and dirty boarding op with an express, some Marines, and a
Attention, one of
Paranet
your
M6.
ships is under attack.
So I hope that helps. I'm going to go work on
Family
this some more and see if I can improve this and come up with some more information to give you. But that should get you started anyways.